afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Social Security's CAN TV. Today's topic for October 30th, 2019 will be preparing for your financial future. And my guest today is Mr. Daniel Summer. Hi, Daniel. How are you today?
I'm well, Joanna. How are you?
Good, thank you. So Daniel's going to tell us a little bit about himself.
Yes, I am a public affairs specialist for the Chicagoland and Indiana area. In fact, just like you, Joanna, I was a social insurance specialist previously, so I worked in the field office for 15 years, taking all kinds of claims, disability, retirement, SSI. But now I get to bring the information to you, and that's what a public affairs specialist does. They go out in the public, they explain things, and try to correct misconceptions about Social Security.
Great. And just so that you guys know, I'm also a claims specialist. I work in the Chicago-Lawndale area. I also take retirement claims, disability claims, adult disabled child claims, survivors claims, all different types of areas relating to Social Security matters. And it's something that I've been also doing for over 10 years, serving the public and making sure that everybody is taken care of.
That's great. We speak the same language then.
Exactly. So we're going to go ahead and show a little video for the audience, and we hope that you enjoy it.
We are there, day one, with baby names and a gift that lasts a lifetime. We are there as you grow, protecting you and those you love. We are there when you get your first job, helping you to save for the future. We are there when you marry your sweetheart to help secure your new life together. We are there if the unexpected happens to help you see life from a new perspective. We are there when you start your next chapter to make sure you get off to a great start. And we are there when you lose your soulmate to help make sure you will be all right. We are with you through life's journey. Social Security, securing today and tomorrow. Get to know us and see what you can do online at socialsecurity.gov.
This video produced at U.S. taxpayer expense.
What a great video, Joanna.
Definitely. Just to let you know, our audience, that we are there whenever you're going through any difficult things, any changes in life. You should know that you can always reach out to us, and we're always there to help as much as we possibly can. And we did want to let our audience know today that this is a live interactive show, and our phone lines are now open for any questions that you may have. We invite you to call us with any of your Social Security related questions to 312-738-1060. And we'd like to welcome today our phone specialist, Ms. Rocio Roman Oquendo. She's going to be our technician, and she's waiting to receive any telephone calls that you may have for us with your questions. But we're going to go ahead and switch over in the meanwhile to our topic today, where we're going to speak to you about preparing for your financial future and the different things that are available for you on our online services that will help you achieve that goal. Social Security's website is definitely something that you can access to help you with preparing for your financial future. So we're going to go ahead and again show you a little video about what a My Social Security account is and how it can possibly help you start planning for your financial future, start planning for your retirement, and just getting ready to start that next phase of your life.
Such a great tool, Joanna.
Definitely.
I think that everyone in hearing distance who can see us should take a look at the SSA website, because it is filled with things that you can use no matter what your age.
Definitely. I agree with you, Daniel.
Hi, everyone. I'm Susie Orman. Did you know that on average, Social Security replaces about 40% of your income before retirement? That's why everyone's retirement plan should start with Social Security. If you don't already have a My Social Security account, you should. It's the only place you can see personalized estimates of your future benefits based on your actual earnings. Social Security uses your highest 35 years of earnings to calculate your benefit. That's why you should check your earnings every year to verify that Social Security has your correct earnings history. So open your free My Social Security account at socialsecurity.gov/myaccount and start your retirement planning today.
The Social Security Administration does not endorse any particular financial advisory product or service.
So, as Suze Orman mentioned, a My Social Security account is an excellent way to begin planning for your financial future.
Social Security and Supplemental.
It's a way where you can go ahead and log on to your personal information, where you can check all of your earnings, make sure everything that is getting reported correctly. You're able to do many different things on the account, estimate your retirement benefits, estimate disability benefits, survivor's benefits, request a Medicare card replacement if you're already somebody who is a Medicare beneficiary. If you're already receiving benefits, you're able to request duplicate tax forms. You're able to change direct deposit information, address information. So many helpful things that you're able to access while being logged into your My Social Security account. We take security as far as protecting your information very seriously. We do understand that this is an enormous amount of your private information that you're accessing and that you may not feel safe, but please rest assured that we take cybersecurity in your account very seriously, and we take additional safety security measures to safeguard your information, but we also make it easy for you to access the accounts. So we have a caller coming in. Hello, caller.
How can we help you? Caller, can you hear us? Apparently not. Well, Joanna, one of the best things about that My Social Security account is it's so intuitive. You don't need any instructions because it's so step-by-step and easy to follow, easy to understand. If you want to apply for retirement, we have another caller.
We have another caller. Hello, caller.
Hey. I'd like to know, how early can I take Social Security?
How early can you get Social Security? Now, that's a perennial question. I get that one a lot. Sometimes people are ready to quit. Well, here it is. The earliest a person can apply for retirement benefits is age 62. Now remember, if someone is age 62, they're taking a reduced benefit, as opposed to waiting to their full retirement age and getting the full amount that they would receive. But that's not necessarily all bad. Here's why. Because you get a lower benefit, but over a longer period of time. If you look at the chart, to the left is your year of birth. You should be able to find it in that column. Now, the second column will tell you, based on your year of birth, what your full retirement age is. And the third column shows the reduction, or the amount that you will receive. For instance, if we look in the first row, where a person is born between 1943 and 1964, their full retirement age is 66. That's when they would get, let's just say, $1,000, if that was their amount. At age 62, as you see in the next column, they would get 75% of that. In other words, that person who's entitled to $1,000 at full retirement age would get $750, but he'd get it beginning at age 62. Another column, the final one, to the right, says the amount that you receive at age 70. Now, there are what we call delayed retirement credits. For every 12 months that an individual waits beyond their full retirement age, they get an 8% increase in their amount of benefits. So therefore, that same person who would receive $750 at age 62, $1,000 at age 66, would receive $1,320 at age 70. So now you know.
So Daniel has explained that very thoroughly, and that's exactly how that works. Now, 66 is full retirement age, so basically that means that that would be a benefit that you could receive without any reduction, but anytime prior to that, there would be that reduction that would be applied, and the reduction would be applied based upon however many months prior to your full retirement age that you're filing. In 2019, your earnings limit that you're allowed to make if you're a person under full retirement age is $17,640. For the year of 2020, that limit has increased to $18,240. And if you happen to make more than those limits, for every $2 that you make over, we would keep $1 of your Social Security benefits. So basically 50%. Now, if you're somebody who is full retirement age, in the year that you turn full retirement age, you do also still have a limit on how much you can make. In the year 2019, that limit is $46,920. And in the year 2020, that limit has increased to $48,600. And if you should happen to go over those limits, for every $3 that you earn over the limit, we would take $1 of the Social Security benefits, or basically 1/3. Now, that limit only in the year of full retirement applies up until the month that a person turns full retirement age, because from full retirement age and on, there's no earnings limit, and you can basically work and earn as much as you'd like without restrictions.
And Joanna, that's the sweet spot about full retirement age. People always concern themselves with how much will I have to pay back. Well, once you reach your full retirement age, that's out the window. It's no longer a part of the decision, and you can work as much as you want, even full-time, earning as much or as more than you did before, and you still get 12 Social Security checks every year.
Yes, Daniel, you are exactly right. Now, we were talking about my Social Security accounts and the greatness of them. Basically, that is your go-to tool in order to help you plan your retirement. You can calculate your retirement benefits if you're somebody who is going to be receiving a pension from a city, local, state, or federal government. Those types of pensions will affect the Social Security benefits if you do not have 30 years or more of substantial earnings under Social Security. Basically, what that means is that in any given year, you had to have earned a certain amount of money in order for that year to be considered a year of substantial earnings. Now, you can find more specific information regarding the amounts of money for this particular reduction on our website at Social Security at www.socialsecurity.gov, and you can look under the informational brochure for windfall elimination provision, or if you're someone who's receiving spousal benefits or widow or widower's benefits, the offset provision is referred to as the government offset provision.
And Joanna, I can't imagine anyone who takes a look at the Social Security website, gets their own My Social Security account, ever turning back. It is so filled with resources and great things. It looks like we have a caller.
Another caller. Hello, caller. How are you?
Caller, can you hear us?
Hello?
Yes. Hello.
Yes,
Hi.
good afternoon. I'm fine. Thank you. My question is this. I would like to know why
if my neighbor was approved for disability benefits and she filed for her children, they are not able to receive anything on her record.
Okay, I understand that question. You'd like to know if your neighbor who filed for disability benefits and she receives them, why her children can't receive benefits. Well, with disability benefits, here's how it works. The amount that you receive for disability is dependent upon the amount that you've paid into it. Now, sometimes people have earned enough so that there are what we call auxiliary benefits available for a spouse or for children. Sometimes, when a person has not worked as much or at wages that are very, very substantial, then there may just be enough on the record to pay them a specified amount. So that is the way that it works with disability. It is very dependent. But sometimes people who receive disability benefits and they're not terribly high may look into also applying for supplemental security income, because sometimes people can receive both disability and SSI payments at the same time. Does that answer your question? I think so.
So, going back to our topic for today, Daniel, do you think that we're ever too young to think about our financial futures?
Oh no, I don't care if you're the little boy who sells newspapers. I think that thinking about your financial future is a very important thing. The way that Social Security is involved in this role is simple. When you get that My Social Security account, the greatest part about it is you can run different scenarios and ideas by. Things that you would have no idea of how much money that you would receive at retirement is at your fingertips. So you can get estimates of your retirement benefits. You can get estimates of survivors' benefits should we unfortunately pass away, shall we say. If someone becomes disabled, they can see how much they or their children may get should that happen. So having that tool helps you plan that financial future. And no, as long as you're old enough to get a My SSA account, you're old enough to think about your financial future. And you must be 18 to get that account.
So we were also talking about how retirement planning we can do on our website. So we just wanted to show you, our audience, where on our Social Security website you're actually able to access this so-called retirement estimator.
And it is a powerful tool, Joanna. Very powerful.
So this is basically where the information is located on our website. You would go to our website at www.ssa.gov/retirement estimator, and you should be able to access this information. And as you can see, where the blue button is located, estimate your retirement benefits, this is where you would press in order to get into the program that will allow you to enter more information that can help you to get that actual personalized retirement estimate.
And Joanna, speaking of that, we want to remind people that when you go on the retirement estimator, it's not just a dry run scenario. It uses the real figures from your work record. It's the real thing, so you can find out exactly what you'd be entitled to. The estimator is a great tool, and I encourage everyone to use it.
I think it's also worth mentioning for our audience, when the yearly statements are mailed out to claimants, there is an estimate on benefits that's listed on that document. That document is mailed to persons who are age 60 or older, whereas before that document used to be mailed to people of all ages, age 18 or older, every year. Now, if you're under the age of 60 and you would like to get an statement of your benefits, you would be able to access that through your My Social Security account.
Right. It's at your fingertips. There was a time when you had to wait for your birthday or thereabouts to get that thing. But any day you want, you can take a look, you can get an estimate, you can get a printout, and see what Social Security has to offer you.
And that statement oftentimes will not have a precise amount as to what the benefit amount will actually be, because that is just an estimate. That statement assumes that if the earnings that are shown on it go through the year of 2018 and you are still working in the year of 2019, it assumes that you will make the same amount of money in the year of 2019. So it's worth mentioning that oftentimes that estimate is not exact, and the actual estimate will depend on how much you actually made in the given year. So oftentimes claimants will come into the office and say, but my statement had a different amount, and that's the reason why.
Gotta also mention that let's not forget that you have individuals who do have government pensions, and those are things that you must input to get a more accurate statement, because if you want the precise information, of course, that'll be when you file. But those statements are pretty close, and normally, my experience in the office has been, they're normally close to or exactly spot on with the amounts.
So the retirement planners, we said that those would help you find your ideal retirement age. They can help you estimate your life expectancy, the amount of benefits you will receive when you retire. You can see what the financial effect of retirement at different ages would be. Oh, we have a caller coming in. Hello, caller.
Hi, caller.
Hi, my husband passed away about 5 years ago, and I was told I could not collect survivor's benefits. They said I was too young.
Let me begin by saying that I'm very sorry for your loss. May I ask your age?
You never ask a lady her age, Joanna, but we can answer this question regardless. The earliest that a person normally can apply for that benefit and receive a survivor's benefit as a widow or widower is age 60. Now, there are some exceptions. For instance, if a widow or widower is age 50 and they are disabled, they can receive the benefit at that time. However, if you're younger than 60 and you don't have a disability, receiving that benefit as a widow is something that we can't do, and we would discuss a more complicated situation if there were children involved. There are other benefits possible.
Now, there would be the one-time lump sum death payment that you would be able to apply for, and that is something that you are able to apply for as long as it is filed for within 2 years of the passing of the individual. If more than 2 years have passed, then that benefit is no longer payable.
And there is no age requirement for the $255.
Definitely, yes. So, we were saying that the yearly earnings limits for 2019 and 2020 were $17,640 for an individual under full retirement age, $18,240 for the year of 2020, $46,920 in the year of 2019 for someone who is turning full retirement age for the months prior in the year of 2019, and then increased to $48,600 in the year of 2020. And those limits are all ones that apply to a person who is below full retirement age, because once you reach that full retirement age, you can work as much as you'd like.
Great information, Joanna.
Also on our website, on the My Social Security account, there is a Medicare section of our website where you can access very plentiful information regarding Medicare benefits, general questions regarding Medicare, and any things that you may not understand can be explained on the website. Now,
Speaking of Medicare for one moment, Joanna, no matter when you retire, if you're age 62, 63, 64, 66, or 70, just remember that retiring early doesn't entitle you to Medicare early. You have to be age 65 to receive those Medicare benefits. So if you're age 62 and you're applying for your cash retirement benefits, you might want to think about what you're going to do for medical coverage if you're no longer employed or covered by your own or spouse's employer.
Definitely. And also worth mentioning that if you do file for early retirement prior to the age of 65, when you are first eligible for Medicare, at age 65, you are not required to come into the office in order to file for Medicare because you would automatically be signed up for Medicare. Now, if you did not want the Medicare at age 65 for some reason, be it you have insurance coverage through your current employer or through a spouse's employer, you do have an option in the paperwork that is mailed to you before your 65th birthday in order to refuse the Medicare at age 65. And if you do refuse it because of insurance coverage that you have through a current employer or a spouse's employer, you are able to sign up for Medicare basically at any point in time, as long as it's within 8 months of retirement of the person who you have the coverage through. So for example, if you retired now in October, you would have 8 months, the 8 months from now, in order to enroll in Medicare penalty-free. If you did not come in within those 8 months and you came after, then there would be penalties that would be assessed in order to enroll in Medicare.
And Joanna, one of the best ways that I like to tell people so that they remember that is if the job ends or the coverage on the job ends, see us within those 8 months.
Definitely, definitely. Now, the official period for enrollment in Medicare for an individual is the 3 months before their 65th birthday, the month of their 65th birthday, and then the 3 months after their birthday. That is a 7-month period of time that you have in order to come into the office and enroll. Should you be an individual who is not receiving benefits and simply wishes to enroll at the time that they are eligible for Medicare at age 65. There is a lot of information online regarding Medicare. You are able to file an application for the Medicare benefits online. It is a quite simple application. I'm going to go ahead and show you on the website what that looks like. So you would basically press the button that tells you to apply for Medicare only, and what happens is it'll take you into some next screens where it will ask you your personal information, and you will just simply continue completing the questions as they go along. The most important thing is that once you complete the questions, that you submit your application. Without submitting the application, the information does not get transferred anywhere. So what happens is it would just kind of hang out there in cyberspace. Whereas once you press that submit button, that application is going to go to your local field office based upon your social security number, where an individual will pull that information in, review that application, check it for accuracy, and if there are any questions or concerns, we would either call you over the telephone or mail out a letter to you informing you that we have some additional questions or concerns that we would like to address regarding your application filed.
And with regard to the Medicare online application, Joanna, I've always gotten great feedback on it. Most people say it's so simple that they thought they did something wrong. Took them a few minutes. They submitted it. It was correct. And real people really do look these applications over, so don't fear that you're going to do something wrong or something terrible or irreversible. We've gotten great feedback, and most people process right through with no problem.
Definitely. It is a very simple application. We do have a caller coming in. Hello, caller.
Good afternoon. This is my question. Can someone file for retirement and disability at the same time if the person is 63 years old?
I love this question. You know, oftentimes people retire because they're injured. And they think, well, I'll stop working as soon as I'm eligible for my retirement pay at age 62. And often, when I'm speaking with these people in the office, they have no idea that you can, in fact, file for both disability and retirement payments at the same time. There are people who receive the benefits that are disability. Now, let me tell you why it might be advantageous for those who hesitate and think, well, I'll just get my retirement and that'll be fine enough. Earlier, Joanna, I gave an example of someone who would receive $1,000 when they reached their full retirement age of 66. That same individual at age 62 was going to get $750. Well, basically, when you are applying for retirement, you are saying, I am going to take this at 62. I'll take a lower benefit over a longer period of time, and that's completely voluntary. I understand my choice. Most people aren't trying to become disabled. Social Security does not penalize you by lowering your benefit any amount just because you happen to have the misfortune of having a disability. So, what Social Security does, it doesn't matter if you're 62, 52, 33, 21, we pay you that full amount that you would be entitled to as if you were 66, so as not to disadvantage you for becoming disabled.
Definitely. So that is a valid point. I did also want to make mention that there also may be the possibility that a person would be able to get Medicare earlier if they file for disability benefits simultaneously with the retirement. So basically how that works is that the retirement benefit would be paid for the time during Social Security making the disability decision on the person's claim. And then once the decision is made, if the decision is a favorable one, the benefit would be adjusted up to the person's full retirement benefit. Also, once the person has been on disability benefits for 2 consecutive years, the person is able to get Medicare benefit coverage.
And we want to emphasize that you'd get that Medicare coverage long before 65. It doesn't matter if you're 20 years old or 30 or 40 or what have you. You don't, in that situation, have to wait until you're at age 65 to get Medicare because you're getting it on the basis of disability, not age.
Yes, so that is an important thing to remember. So I just did want to say again, this is a live interactive show, and we are more than happy to take any questions that you may have. You may call us at 312-738-1060. Now, is it hard for somebody to get around, if somebody has a hard time getting around because of a disabling condition that they may have? Do they have to go to a Social Security office to apply for benefits, or do they have other options, Daniel?
Oh, well, the short answer is no. Social Security understands that people with different impairments have different challenges, and we want to make servicing the public as easy as possible. So we have a number of options. The first being online services. You can make an application for Social Security benefits. Say that individual who had the disability and they had impairments wanted to apply for disability, they wouldn't have to wait for an appointment, maybe a week, a month, or longer out. They could go right to My SSA, file their application without leaving the comfort of their home. And also, don't forget, telephone interviews are still possible for individuals who need them.
I did want to also make mention to add a little bit on to what Daniel had said. With that disability application, you are able to start the application online and you are able to leave it. You don't necessarily have to complete the entire application all in one sitting. If you are not able to sit through the entire thing, you can leave it. You get something called a re-entry number, although it is important for you to write that number down and keep it safe because it will be required for you to enter that when you want to get back into the application. We have a caller on the line again. Hello, caller. How are you?
I have a question. I filed an application for disability. How long does it take for them to approve it?
So it takes approximately 3 to 6 months for a decision to be made on a disability claim, although there are possibilities where a decision may be made quicker depending upon the medical condition of the person. There are such conditions as compassionate allowance conditions or terminal illness conditions where we may be able to get a decision in as quick as any time from 1 to 10 business days.
That's correct.
So going back to what we were saying with disability claims and filing them online, we were saying there was the option of filing for them on the internet, doing a telephone appointment. There's still the option of physically coming into an office and filing the application on a person-to-person type of basis. Although it may be a longer wait time to get into an office, but those are still options. So if you do have access to a computer and you are able to go to our website at www.socialsecurity.gov/disability, you can file that application online. Once we make a decision on the disability application, we'll send you a letter explaining our decision. If you do not agree with our decision, you have 60 days from the date on the notice, plus an additional 5 days mailing time in order to file an appeal. You are able to file the appeal by mail, online, in person. So you definitely have options. It's just imperative that you do contact us within that time frame, because if you do not have a valid reason for filing late, you may have to start the process all over again. So we do have a caller coming in. Hello, caller. What is your question?
Question. Yes. My question is, when you file for Social Security, is it for the rest of your life or what?
I love this question. Social Security was originally begun to secure the lives of Americans. So as long as you live, you will be entitled to your benefit check. If you begin receiving your benefits, then they're with you for life.
Caller, did that answer your question? We're going to assume yes.
So everyone remember, once you receive your Social Security benefits, they don't run out.
This is a benefit that continues for life once you've taken it. So in addition to disability benefits, based upon work under Social Security, there may be another benefit that a person may be eligible for, which is called SSI, or Supplemental Security Income. This program is different from Social Security because it is a needs-based program based upon income and resources that a person may or may not have. It is not a program that's based on Social Security credits or paying Social Security taxes, but instead it's an assistance program. And it is for persons who are disabled, blind, or over the age of 65. And the most that a person can receive on the SSI program in the year of 2019 is $771. Now, Daniel, so what are some of the limits that a person can have, things that people can own in order to be eligible for this SSI program, or Supplemental Security Income?
I'm glad you asked me that question because SSI is one of my favorite programs. When you have things such as bank accounts, vehicles, there are limitations on how much you can have. Because remember, this is assistance and it is needs-based. So, if we're talking about bank accounts, an individual can have up to $2,000. Any more than that, they may not be entitled to benefits. If there's a married couple, they can have $3,000. We completely ignore one motor vehicle, so even if you own a brand new Bentley Rolls-Royce, it doesn't matter because we don't count a vehicle against you. However, when you get multiple vehicles, it may matter. So, properties where you live, that doesn't matter. However, if you have additional property, say other homes or lots or land, these are things that you might be able to liquidate. And so, since this again is assistance and a needs-based program, you have to get rid of those somehow and use the funds for yourself in order to qualify in some instances.
Now, what about if somebody has life insurance policies or burial plots for their family, for themselves? Are those things that would count against them in SSI?
Great question. And it depends as far as the life insurance policy. We have very specific things that we talk about, like cash surrender value and what that value is. So all of that can matter. And of course, with regard to burial funds, you can have up to $1,500 worth of burial funds that do not impede your ability to receive an SSI benefit.
Now, if you're looking for some more specific information regarding our SSI program, I would highly suggest for you to look on our website at www.socialsecurity.gov/SSI. Please remember this is a live interactive show, and you may call us at 312-738-1060 with any questions that you may have. So we're going to go ahead and talk about some other things that you can do on our great My Social Security website, such as getting replacement Medicare cards, Social Security cards. How do you get one?
Well, the first thing you do, Joanne, is to create that My Social Security account. And once you do that, you absolutely can request a new Medicare card online, and it will come to you in the same amount of time that it would as if you'd gone to an office.
So we have another caller coming in. Hello, caller. What is your question?
Yes, hi. I would like to know if you could claim Social Security and railroad retirement at the same time. I have 20 years of Social Security.
So the question was, can you collect retirement benefits and railroad benefits at the same time? And the years of service with the railroad were 20 years. The answer to that is going to be, in this particular situation, I would suggest contacting the railroad board before filing for the retirement benefits with Social Security, because when there is 10 years or more of railroad service, it is possible that the railroad will have jurisdiction of your claim, and they have a particular way that they compute the Social Security benefits. They have different tiers of benefits that they pay to their beneficiaries.
I've got to admit, Joanna, sometimes the railroad board benefits appear to be quite generous, and those people who have fewer and lesser benefits coming from the railroad sometimes find that their case is Social Security's jurisdiction, and the railroad directs them to come to Social Security. But you're spot on when you say the place to start is at the railroad.
Yes, and then if it does in fact turn out that it is a claim that is ours, then we will more than happily take that claim. And then what happens is the information from us is sent to the railroad board so that they can go ahead and coordinate those benefits and make certain that you are being paid the proper amount from us, and if you are due something from them. So So going back to what we were saying about getting replacement cards, whether it be Social Security cards or Medicare cards, we were saying that that's definitely something that can be done on our My Social Security website. If you have a My Social Security account, you are able to log on to the website. We have a caller coming in again. Hello, caller. What is your question?
Okay, I have A, but I'm interested in B.
Okay, and so if you have Part A of Medicare and you do not have Part B of Medicare, are you working? Do you have insurance coverage through a current employer? If you do, you're able to sign up for the Part B of Medicare at any point in time, although there would be information that we would need to obtain from the employer in order to be able to prove that you had credible insurance coverage from the age of 65 up until the point in time when you wish to enroll in Part B, so as to not charge you with any penalties for late enrollment. That is a form that you would obtain from us, and you could just contact us and let us know, and we can get that either mailed out to you. There is also the possibility of going on to the Center for Medicare Services website and printing out that form yourself if you have access to the internet and access to a printer.
Looks like we have another caller,
We
Joanna.
have another caller. Hello, caller.
Yes. Hi. Yes, I had put in for Social Security disability, and I was denied. It is now an appeal. Why does it take so long for an appeal?
It's just a matter of how many persons are filing for disability benefits. We have millions and millions of persons who have claims pending for disability benefits, and only a certain amount of offices that are handling those workloads. So unfortunately, those disability claims are taking anywhere from 3 to 6 months for decisions to be made on those claims. Same with appeals, taking approximately 3 to 6 months. Now, the only time that there would be some shortened period of time where we would make the decision quicker is if that condition is a terminal illness condition or one that is possibly expected to end in death.
We at Social Security prioritize certain conditions, and in addition, just make sure that you file the appeal timely, within that 60-day time frame. Because if you don't, you lose that opportunity to get the benefits and you may have to start over. So please, it takes patience sometimes, but you definitely want to continue through the process and potentially you could receive your benefits.
So hopefully that provided a sufficient answer. We did want to go back to getting replacement Medicare cards, Social Security cards. That is an option on the My Social Security website. So if you have lost your card, it was stolen or destroyed, you can request a replacement Medicare card or Social Security card online. The processing time for those cards to be issued, if you do the request online, is just the same as if you would walk into a Social Security office and speak to somebody face to face. There is no delay.
The difference is, though, Joanna, people don't have to drive to the offices, go there in the winter, maybe wait an hour or longer, who knows? At your fingertips is an opportunity for you to just type in the information on your My Social Security account and get the card from the comfort of your own home.
And so true, especially on a day like this today in the Chicagoland area where we saw our first snowfall of the year.
Speaking of that, this morning when I was coming into the office, it was pouring down raining. And a nice lady named Paige, hi Paige, stopped and let me under her umbrella. So Chicago is filled with great people, and we want all the great people of Chicago to know all about their Social Security benefits. So go online. So whether you're in Chicago or elsewhere, myssa.gov is available to you.
So please visit our website at ssa.gov for a lot of information that you can access in order to get replacement cards straight from the comfort of your own home, file for benefits, retirement estimates, disability estimates, much information that you can access. Also, we would like to talk about one other very important topic that has been what we call a hot topic amongst our Social Security beneficiaries, and that is about Social Security phone scams.
Unfortunately, people are using Social Security's good name to try to profit. You want to be very careful with your information.
So we do have a caller coming in. Hello, caller. What is your question?
Yes, I would like to know if I'm entitled to receive Social Security benefits once I retire in a year, even if I have a savings account. Would I be eligible to apply for Social Security?
So definitely you would be able to file for retirement benefits as long as you have the appropriate amount of quarters of work. And what that means is basically you have to have 10 years of work at least in order to receive retirement benefits. 10 years of work would be 40 quarters of work. You basically can get 1 quarter for every quarter of the year that you've worked. So 4 quarters in a year, 4 quarters is what you can obtain, and 10 years of work. Now, an account is not going to affect regular retirement benefits because those benefits are paid to you based upon how much you've worked and paid into the Social Security system. The accounts may possibly affect a person who is filing for SSI benefits at the age of 65 or older.
Exactly right, Joanne. So, caller, feel free to save as much money as you can. $1, $2, $20 million. You are still entitled to receive the benefits that you worked for under Social Security.
Definitely. So we did want to show you just a little video today regarding some phone scam information. So we're going to go ahead and switch over and let you hear this, and then we'll talk about this a little bit.
Department of the Social Security Administration. The reason of this call is to inform you that your Social Security number has been suspended for suspicion of illegal activity. If you do not contact us immediately, your account will be deactivated. For more information about this case file, press 1 or call immediately our department number, 326.
This is a scam. Thieves are misusing the Social Security Administration's authority and phone schemes to trick you into giving them money or personal information. They state there is a problem with your Social Security number or account. They claim there's been suspicious or fraudulent activity, and you could be arrested or face other legal action. They even spoof SSA's main customer service telephone number on caller ID. Don't believe them. Don't provide any information. SSA employees will never threaten you for information or promise benefits in exchange for information. In those cases, the call is fraudulent. Just hang up. If you suspect you've been contacted by an SSA scammer, call the Social Security Fraud Hotline at 1-800-269-0271.
Social Security, securing today and tomorrow.
So there you have it. You want to be very careful with your information. I've gotten the calls. I don't know if you've gotten the calls, Joanna.
Definitely.
People I've spoken with out in the public get the calls, but just keep in mind, Social Security does not call you out of the blue, and we don't ask you for information. We don't arrest people. We don't suspend Social Security numbers. This is just language to scare you, so people can gather information and put your identity at risk for theft.
So it's very important that if you receive these calls, that you do not provide any of your personal information without being sure that the person you're speaking to is actually a representative of the Social Security Administration. So I would suggest, if you do not feel comfortable giving the information, do not give the information. Typically, when we do call you, we will introduce ourselves. It will be a live person that's calling you. We will announce ourselves, state where we're calling from, who we are, what business we have with you, and also many times we will send you a notice to let you know that we need to get in touch with you for some particular reason. So please do not release any of your personal information to anybody over the phone, especially if it's somebody who is threatening you, who is saying that they will do harm to you.
It's been great answering your questions, everyone. Just keep watching us here at CAN TV, and Social Security is on your side.
Thank you for listening to us today, and we hope that you will join us next week for another edition of Social Security Hotline. Thank you, Daniel, for all the information you shared with us today. It's been a pleasure speaking with you. Hopefully we can do it again. We also wanted to thank Rocio for screening our calls, and we wanted to thank you, all of our wonderful viewers and callers, for calling with your questions and for tuning in and speaking with us for this edition of our Social Security CAN TV show. Please join us next week at the same time between the hours of 4:30 and 5:30 on Channel 21 every Wednesday. Thank you and have a pleasant evening.